Just looking at this ancient Septimus Severus coin, or however you might say it, again, after a subscriber called Jews Blues sent me a link, and he sent me this clear picture of the coin. And I was looking at the to the right there. You can see where his hand comes down lower, his arm. But to the right, it's not attached to his body. Something you could say is coming out of a cloud, coming out of a sky. But when you look at the bottom of it here, it looks like a snake's head. It looks like eyes and potentially a snake's tongue coming out the bottom. What is the serpent so prominent in all ancient history? The serpent is everywhere. Tutankhamun, all ancient coins, so many of them have serpents. The Bible talks about the serpent, and even now there's serpent symbolism everywhere. On doctor surgeries, you've got the serpent. What is the serpent? There's a lot of different things people say about it, whether it's reptilian DNA, so symbolizing the DNA that controls the world, the gods. Because back in these times, there were gods. I believe there was lots of gods who did great things for the people. They had the knowledge to build these great temples, whether it's the pyramids, Machu Picchu, Petra there. All these great things they say they can't build today. They don't know how they built them. But the gods knew. Do you think humans really could come up, if the story is true about humans starting from nothing, throwing sticks and stones at each other, really to do this, have this kind of knowledge we've got today without some greater intervention, somebody coming, giving us this information? You can go into God, as in religion, and God gave us all that, but when you look at the ancient history and what they symbolize, who were these gods? And what were they telling us and how to build things? And who's controlling the world today? The bloodlines, which is always gets spoke about, have kept that knowledge. That's why I believe there's so many wars back in these times. This king on the coin here, they say he was a bloodthirsty king and hungry for gold. They all needed gold. Even today, what do we use actually gold for? Not much. We don't use it. When you think about it, it's not used for building anything. It's not in many computers or chips and things like that. What's gold for? And it's always been very important throughout history. It's really got nothing to do with being rare or money. The gods need gold. Some people say because they needed to patch up a planet. But here's a secret. Gold, if you mix gold and iridium, they talk about manna in the Bible. God sent manna down to keep the people alive. But I don't know for sure here, but I know it's gold and iridium is two of the elements needed to make something that can turn to powder. Whether it's not cocaine, but it's something there, and it enhances your life. It fixes the body, gives you insights. It's supposed to be some amazing thing. Gold is needed. If they're taking gold, they could maybe live forever. That's why back in the ancient times they did live for hundreds to thousands of years. Depends how far you want to go back, if you believe that or not. It even says it in the Bible if you want to use that as a book of truth. But the gods and what was going on at the time, everyone was fighting for their gods. And whoever was winning was destroying everyone's information but taking what they could and keeping that secret for himself. So the more people and gods were killed, the God killing them all was winning and keeping information and keeping the power. Who's in power today? That's what they say the obelisk kind of is. I've been told the obelisk is where the ark of the covenant, so to speak, maybe that machine makes manna. It uses that golden iridium theory. They put an obelisk wherever that may be, and that's where the power is. But it's interesting, there's even back in, you look at this picture here, 192 AD, whatever it was here, you've still got the twin pillars on either side of this archway. It's not for looks, it's all symbolizing something. When you look at The wars that were created, like this person here, they say was bloodthirsty. He killed everyone. He went on just a rampage, just taking out everyone. And he was hungry for gold. It's not worth anything. Even then, it's probably worth less then than now, but it must have been, it was used. It was very important to have, not just for riches, because of what gold can do. Honestly, have a good think about it. Even today, what's gold good for? Fuck all. It's not good for anything, really. It's worth a lot of money. Money is only where the elites make the money go. If they put money in popcorn right now, everyone's going to start growing corn and making popcorn. Everyone just goes what makes money. That's how humans react now. We just follow the money. They tell us to put 5G towers and give us the money to do it. We will put the 5G towers up and kill ourselves. If there's money in gold, we will keep digging for gold. And where is all this gold? Where do they put it? I haven't seen it. What are they using it for? But again, we'll go back to these times here, where gold was still, it always has been the number one element that people have always needed. We don't need gold, but what were they using gold for? I'm telling you, look into gold and what it was used for, and how do you look into gold and iridium. You won't find very much information about it, because I think it is an ancient secret of longevity and knowledge, insight, opening up the entire brain. Maybe it just realigns your entire body so we can use 100% of our brain again like we used to. You wouldn't need drugs if we could use 100% of our brain. Drugs are only activating parts of our brain we can't use. So imagine back in the day when you could use 100% of your brain. How good would you feel if you chose to? You could just go into whatever space of consciousness you wanted to go to. But this coin, the feet. The feet are quite large and the hands aren't normal either. He's holding a ring of some sort. The ring back in Sumerian times, the circle represented 3,600, I've explained before. But look at the feet, they kind of, one's big facing to the left and one's hanging and grasped over something. I believe that existed. Whatever that quote unquote person was, they're not making a monster here, they're actually describing, putting in as a picture what was. So very strange, yes, not really, because the gods weren't us. They're a different bloodline, and we always talk about bloodlines. We're not talking about family bloodlines here. But right now, as David Icke said, if it wasn't for the Queen's bloodline, she wouldn't be sitting on the throne, she'd probably be cleaning it.